Yeah, like doing everything that you can to provide people with a means of remaining as healthy as possible for as long as possible without going to see a doctor, right? Through things like exercise and food and, social interaction and adequate, like living conditions. Like those things make it so that you don't rely on a doctor's state. You know what I mean? So there's this, like, again, elitism of like, but it's very desirable to be involved either administratively or as a nurse or as a doctor's assistant or as a doctor, because it's this thing where you go and you do a job, but you just kind of, you know what I mean? It's not that it's not important, and it's not that those people should be disrespected, but they don't interact with people in a personable way. You know what I mean? They're just kind of doing whatever they're doing, and they're just there, and they can just go to work, clock in, clock out, and they make much more money than anyone that's doing anything that actually provides like those basal level things, food, shelter, water. Like you should elevate the base, right? The actual essential things, you know what I mean? And then you can have these periphery people that help people deal with failing health or failing, life circumstances or whatever. So it's just like really dishonest and, kind of obvious, especially if you've ever had like health problems, or if you've ever seen how people treat either each other or like their own yard, let's say. They're like, oh, I really care about the quality of my grass, but I'm gonna have some random schmo show up and just like spray my yard with fertilizer, as if that doesn't deplete the soil because it oversaturates it with salts. Like if you know anything about plants, that's what that does, and that's what happens. And this person's in a contrived way being like, oh yeah, I care about this, but I'm just gonna hand it off to some guy because it's his job, as if he cares what happens to your yard. If your yard goes to shit, you'll just pay to have it replaced, and then boom. And so it's like, well, why are we just passing money around pretending like we care about things? What is this?